On an edit comment, we can edit a comment and right here, and it will append it to the old comments. We can see right there. And then if we wanted a new comment, we could just write a new comment, and it writes a new comment on our gallery. Hey everyone, this is Andrew Hess, and today I wanted to go over the running comments issue, where you have your old comments and then your new comments and you kind of separate them. And I had some questions. I've done this before. So I had some questions here. How would I implement this when creating an item, like a new item? On a new item and you're trying to do the comments, you don't have that initial SharePoint ID. So it doesn't know where to write those comments. And other people were asking, help me figure out the exact formula for doing that. So if we were to try and write in just a comments, right, it doesn't have an ID to write onto for the first time. So I kind of want to just go over that, how I would do that, and show how we can do that in PowerApps. So I'm going to try and remove all the other variables and make this very simple. So I have a SharePoint list. Now, this depends on how many comments you're going to have. Right? So you could make the comments write every line of a whole SharePoint list, or you could put it in a multi-line text. My opinion is a multi-line text is enough space for the comments field. So I'm just going to create a multi-line text field here in SharePoint, and it's going to be the comments. We'll try and keep it different. The comments. So that's the name of my multi-line text field, and I'm going to leave on enhanced rich text, right? That's how I'm going to do that. I want that HTML in there to give me the space to let me, do italics, bolds in my comments field. Now, another option you may notice is out of the box SharePoint, you can actually do append the changes to existing text. If you want to skip all this PowerApps stuff and just kind of, do the append the changes of existing text, you can do that too. There's also another option. You can just do versioning of your comments, right? So every time there's a new comment, and you come in here and you add, and then you go back to it, and then you edit, and then you add again, you'll actually be able to see it in the versioning. So if we go here, version history, we can see, the version history here, if someone wants to do it that way. Those are really simple ways to be able to see the changes of the comments field. Let's do it in PowerApps and make it look really neat, okay? All right, so we're in PowerApps. I just put in 3 basic parts. I have a vertical gallery, a rich text, and an HTML text. In the gallery, I'm going to connect to my comments field. So when I connect to my comments field, it's going to pull in that one comment that I wrote in SharePoint already. And I'm just going to change this to title. So we just have a new comment that matches with my SharePoint list. So here's my new comment right here. It has a title and a comments field. All right, so now in my HTML text, I'm going to connect this to gallery1.selected.theComments. Okay, so we can see that it's add again. So I'm going to need a button to write, and we're going to do a patch statement. So I'm going to insert a button. And this button is going to patch. Right, this is going to patch our comments. Let's keep it really simple. All right, so patch comments. And I'm going to try and break this down. All right, so think of this, and I'm a math guy. I think of this where it's x equals x plus 1. So we're saying, hey, we have a solution already. I want you to write the solution and then add a new comment. Or technically it could be equals x plus y. Hopefully that doesn't confuse people, but that's how I think of it. We're saying, hey, the same thing as our solution, add the new comment. And that's what we're going to do here in our patch statement. All right, so what I'm going to write in my button here is we're going to patch. So we're patching. What are we patching? We are patching the SharePoint list. The SharePoint list is called MyComments. MyComments. Okay, so we're patching MyComments. And then what are we going to patch? We're going to patch the line item that we have selected here. So I'm going to patch gallery1.selected. So whatever we have selected is what we're going to write to, right? All right. And what are we going to patch? We're going to patch our one comment here. It's called theComments. That's the name of our SharePoint list multi-line text field. So we're going to patch that. And what are we going to patch? First, what we're going to patch is what's in this rich text editor. Oh, not the rich text editor. What's in this HTML text right here. So that's what we're going to patch first, right? That's the first X. So in the patch, see if I can get back to where I was. We're going to patch the HTML text1.html text. So we're patching down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in now. And then I'm going to add in, I'm not going to do this perfect at first. Then I'm going to add in the rich text editor 1.html text. And we're going to end our squiggly bracket and end our parentheses. All right, so this is going to be an issue at first, but I just want to show you how this turns into a building block, okay? So we're going to write something in. And we're going to patch this one that we already have selected. I'm going to patch. Now you notice that it kept the comment at the top, the old comment, and the new comment came here at the bottom. Maybe we have that in the wrong order. So let's fix that. Okay, so now let's go to the patch. I'm going to put the HTML text at the end. All right, and so it's going to say the date, then the rich text, and so we're going to keep it like that. Now let's patch again. One more time. So we're patching again. Now we have the date, the one more time, and our old text. You see how that's working? Now just to show you a little bit more, let's take a look at this multi-line text as a regular label. Just to show you the HTML that we're writing behind the scenes. So let's pull in the gallery one dot selected dot the comments. So you can see here it's writing a bunch of HTML that we don't see behind the scenes. So we can see where it's adding in this HTML, but we're just displaying it right here in the HTML text and saying it's an enhanced rich text field. So it's writing all this HTML in there. So let's add a bold. Let's just see if that shows up. Make that bold. So 2 more times. We'll patch again. We can see the bold comes in and there's a lot of HTML text behind. So I'm going to get rid of that. That's a little confusing. Okay, so now I want to add my own HTML to that HTML text. So in here we have now. We have the rich text editor HTML, and I want to add my name. So I'm going to say, and I'm going to put a space in there, or maybe even a space and a dash. And then I'm going to say and % again. I'm going to say user dot full name. And then we're going to add another space in there. And % space. So let's take a look at it now. Take a new look. All right, so now we've written that in there. It says the time and my name, and then the new HTML text. So now I want to bold my name in here. I feel like my name should be bold. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to add another quotation, and I'm going to write in the HTML I want. So I'm adding in a B. This is my bold. And then at the end, I'm going to do the same thing, except for I'm going to do a slash and another and %. All right, so now my name is in between B tags, which is a bold. So now we're going to write again. My name should be bold. So you can do this in whatever order you want to put this in. You could put the text in italics. That might also be helpful. I'm just showing you how this becomes a building block. So the rich text editor will do a new tag, and I believe that's italics. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, so now let's see if that's italics. All right, so I'm going to patch. My comments should be in italics. Hopefully I spelled that right. Now my comments are in italics, so you can really see that in there. So we get the date, my name in bold, and then the italics. And then we keep all the old comments in there. Okay, so now the problem comes in, and we can tell I spelled italics wrong. So now the problem comes in, it's saying, hey, what if our gallery item here doesn't exist? That's where people's question came in. And they're like, oh, I can't write a new one. Okay, so now let's write a new one. Now you can make this multiple screens, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, put it right here, and we're going to call this new comment. Now I'm going to take the same patch statement, the same one we just wrote. I'm going to take it, pull it over, and I'm going to remove the gallery one.selected. Okay? Now this should write a brand new comment, but we're forgetting one thing. We have to write a title field. We have to write a title field. Every SharePoint list requires a title field. Now we can make this something we write in. We can actually write in a title if we want. So let's see if we can get some more space in here. We'll insert a text input. And this will be our title. So now in the new comment, in our patch statement, it will be text input one.text. All right, so now we have a title field. I'm keeping this as basic as I can. See if we add a label in here. And whatever we write in here, this is the title. A new comment. A new comment. We can write in a new comment. So now we have a new comment. Right, so now we can select this one. So it looks like I made a mistake. Instead of redoing the video, I'm just going to show you how to fix it. So you can see when I select the different comments, right? I still wrote in the old comment. So on the new comment, I am not going to write the old HTML. I'm going to remove that. So this is my new formula here for new comments. This is my second new comment. And now when I click on new comment and click on it, you can see that it's writing a new comment here. So if we go to SharePoint, we have my comments in here, and this is my second new comment. So that's how you can do it on one screen. I'm trying to break this down. Now let's try to do it on multiple screens, because most people are going to do that on multiple screens. So I'm going to add a new screen in here. And I'm just giving you ideas. You don't have to copy me exactly. I would not copy me exactly. I'm just showing you how this can be done. So now we're going to have our rich text editor, right? Our rich text editor and our HTML text. Okay, and then we need a place for title too. So insert a text input, new field, in SharePoint, requires title. There's ways around it, but I don't take out the title. Just don't do it. Okay, so now I'm going to remove these buttons. Or actually, I'm going to take these buttons and I'm going to put them on my other screen. Okay, and I'm going to remove this, remove this, remove this, and remove this. All right, so now we're on our screen. And this is going to be like our home screen, right? We have 3 items in here. And we're going to have a button. And this is going to be our new comment button. And then we're going to have a pencil tool in here too. So we can edit comments. So insert an icon, pencil, can I type it, or edit? A pencil tool. Now both of these are going to navigate me to my screen 2. Navigate screen 2 on a fade. Both of these buttons are going to do that, except for this one is going to have select parent in there too. Right? So we're selecting the parent here. Okay, so on screen 2, now there's multiple ways to do this. I'm just showing you one way. You know, you could put this in an edit form if you want, but I'm just showing you how to do this by patching. So in the default, we're going to say if variable new form, then it's blank, else it's gallery1.selected.title. All right, so we haven't set up a variable new form yet. On the first screen, when I click on new comment, I'm going to set variable new form to true when I click that button. So now when I click this button, that will be blank. All right, so we're going to go back to our old screen. When I click this button, set variable new form to false. So now when I click this button, it's a new comment. So let me add a back button too. Insert button. This will just take us back. Okay, so now we have a back button. So we can do new comment, it's blank, back, edit button, it brings in what we selected. So now let's do that on the HTML text. So on the title, we said here, I'm going to copy this, put it in the HTML text, except for gallery.selected.title, we're going to say the comments. All right, so I had to redo this part of my video. So we're just going to show the new comment. So when we're on new comment, it's blank. When we click on edit, you can see the old comments. I had to redo this part of the video because my face was in the way. But so now we want to make those buttons work. So when we click on new comment, we have two buttons right now. We want to combine these two buttons just like we did with the HTML text, but we want to combine them with an if statement on that variable here too. So what I'm going to say is if variable new form, then we're going to take the new form button, we're going to take the patch statement out of the new form button, we're going to cut it and put it in here. And then I'm going to do comma. So we have our formula, and I'll put this in the description of the video. So if we go back, now that my face is out of the way, if we do a new comment, a blank new comment, and we write a new blank new comment, we can remove this button. I'm going to remove this button, and after we patch, I'm going to navigate back to screen 1 on a fade. All right, so when we press play, and looks like I forgot a semicolon there. When we press play and we write our blank new comment, we can see there's a new blank comment in there. If we do an edit of a new comment, maybe we want that navigate button to only be on a new form. So I'm going to actually put that right here. So now on an edit comment and we patch, we can see it stays in there. It stays on this screen. Stays on this screen. But if we do a new comment, it goes back. And then we can see our new comment in there. So that's how we would do the running comments on two different screens. Now, one thing I would suggest is maybe on the patch comments button, And of course I can go on forever. You would just do display mode, you know, if text input 2.text equals blank, let's say is blank, then disabled ltids edit. So that way, if the title is blank, which you don't want to happen, you can't click the patch statement. Then once a title is in there, you can then write. You know, you could do both that and the rich text editor. You could say or rich text editor 1.html text. So if either one of those are blank, the patch comments doesn't work. As soon as both are filled out, then you can write in the comments. So I just want to say thank you for watching. Please feel free to ask questions. This was off a question of one of my other videos. And this is a start to a new year, 2023. Happy New Year to everyone. I will see you next week. Thank you.